All right, welcome to After Sunrise. Just got done with a 2-hour Great Sunrise show on a Monday.
Yep, happy Monday.
Yeah, happy Monday after a great busy weekend.
Busy weekend for you.
Am I in your face right now? Does it feel like I'm in your face?
No.
I adjusted the chairs and
What are you doing?
I feel like I'm right. I feel like I'm right in Maddie's face right now.
There, is that better?
Maybe
No, I
not the
think
perspective of the camera, but I was like, man, I'm all up in Maddie's grill.
Oh, no.
Anyway, it was a good weekend. We had the Great American Cleanup on Saturday.
Yeah, how was that?
It was good to see so many people out and about. Even though we had showers around the area, they were a little concerned maybe people wouldn't come out because of morning rain.
What exactly happens during that event?
People go all around town, and they have groups. So companies form groups, and they have specific areas of town where they clean up the trash. And it's a nationwide initiative where it's a day where people go pick up and clean up the community. So that's what they did in the morning. And then right around 11, they all made their way to Yokich Park, and we had kind of a ceremony. They had lunch that was sponsored out there. And then we had a big award ceremony for all of the big sponsors. And we had a high school group that had 2 high schools. Got awarded $500 from the mayor.
Oh, wow.
Out of her own personal bank account.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Aww.
out of her own personal bank account, the mayor awarded these 2 schools with $500 for their
That's so
service.
sweet. Miramonte and BCHS.
Yes. So and it was at first it was just one of the schools, and then she decided, you know what? No, they both did such a great job. I'm going to award them both.
That's so
Wow,
cool.
that's really neat.
So yeah, and
So
the
if
rain wasn't too bad.
Yeah, so if the streets look a little cleaner out
It's
there.
because of the folks that went out and did the Great American
You know,
Cleanup.
that's also like I love that happens. One of my biggest pet peeves is when people litter.
Oh, it just drives me crazy.
Especially
Now,
when
I
you're
wanna
driving
be-
down the street and somebody just randomly throws a wrapper out their window.
I want to be
Oh,
very
just
clear.
wanna-
I know that there's a
even
lot
like
of
that blows my mind that someone would do that.
Yeah.
I've never, ever, ever in my life thrown something out of my car.
not
Not even a piece of like food that I'm just done with.
that you know is gonna.
No,
Yeah,
I'll go put it in a garbage can. I'm not gonna. I know the birds will probably eat it, whatever. But it's just the thought of just throwing something out of my car. It's never crossed my mind. So when I see that a car in front of me or whatever, I mean, it drives me crazy to even see people throw their cigarette butts out their window.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's litter, folks. You smoke that cigarette.
Well,
hold on
also,
to it.
and that's a whole other issue too, because that
Right.
could start a fire.
Well,
Yes,
that's very
but-
true.
No,
you
true,
know.
but just on the regular streets,
Yeah.
you know how many times I've seen a cigarette butt being thrown out the window?
Yeah.
Don't be lazy. You're the one that smoked that cigarette. Put it
Right.
where it needs to go.
Well,
Yeah.
by the way, 17's Justin White was at the Great American Cleanup.
Yes, he was.
So let's
Take
take
a
a look
look.
at the day.
Great American Cleanup Day in our city!
Rain or shine, Bakersfield shows up.
It is so wonderful to see so many in our community united to keep Bakersfield beautiful.
About 2,000 volunteers showed up to help beautify the city for the Great American Cleanup, one of the largest community service events in the nation. Volunteers gathered for lunch after spending 2 hours at about 50 different locations cleaning up the town.
We headed out to Stern Park. It was definitely a lot of trash. This is where I grew up, and this is where you come back to, and you're you want to see the parks clean, and you want to see them healthy, and just kids being able to play in a park and not have to deal with dangerous items or just basic trash in general.
And it helps those who have trouble doing it themselves.
I worked at the garden, the community garden. It's a lot of fun because you get to see everyone's pieces of what they worked so hard to, and just cleaning it up a little bit, because a lot of elderly do go to the community garden. It's a lot on their back, so it's kind of nice and a refreshing way to give out to them.
It's something we in town have always known, but it can never go understated.
Coming from all parts of our community, coming from all sectors, high schoolers, adults, all joining together to keep Bakersfield beautiful. We have a fantastic community.
Thank you, Bakersfield. For 17 News, I'm Justin White.
Keep Bakersfield beautiful!
And 17 News was a sponsor of the Great American Cleanup, and our very own Justin White came on stage and accepted that award for KGET for all the things that we did for that. And he was out and about all morning long. Rain, he got the sunshine, but he was working hard on that story. Really meant
Well, that's great. I think that's a great event. That's super.
And we can
Super
all
great.
take part
Yeah.
every day.
Yes.
We don't
in
need an
keeping
event.
Bakersfield beautiful.
Think before you toss.
And,
You know, I will say
yeah.
you're really good about if you're on your walk and stuff. I always notice you do pick things up.
Yeah, if it's
Just-
it's right there and it's easy to get, and I'm not too scared of it, I will.
know
you can wash your hands. It's not a big deal.
You know
So
other pet peeve I have?
what?
is people who take their dogs for walks.
Oh,
And
yeah.
let them, like, I live out on the west side, and we'll take the dogs for a walk, and people leave their poop right on the sidewalk. Come on, like, really? Carry a poop bag with you. It's not my job to clean up your poop mess. Because sometimes I will, because I think it's disgusting. I love my neighborhood. I love my sidewalks. Why would you let your dog just poop on the sidewalk?
I do see that quite often, and
Come
it
on.
does make me. I'm like even at the park when they have like the things, like you can get free trash bags and people don't use them. I'm
It's
like,
to the
come on.
highest degree of laziness,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Is it Monday and I'm just cranky or what?
I was gonna say, it's like,
No, I mean, I think they're justifiable beefs.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
don't
they're-
litter, don't throw stuff out of your car, and
What else?
pick up your dog poop.
And what else?
Common sense.
Let's go.
keep going.
What's your top 10?
I don't the top 10. Oh, jeez. Anyway, they'll probably just come out. So what's next?
All right, well,
Let's talk about the rain.
oh yeah, let's talk about the rain.
Yeah.
I wasn't complaining about that.
No, we
because
needed
before
that.
you know it, we're going to be at 100 degrees.
Kevin, I knew you did. This was not a surprise. Like the rain and everything, it was not a surprise. You had it in the forecast and everything, but it was really nice to see. Like it was not just like a light sprinkle or something. Like it actually materialized.
Oh, yeah,
Like, we
no,
saw
it-
a good soaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to call somebody to have my solar panels cleaned on my house, but I don't need to do that now.
Oh,
Not
lovely.
with a half an inch of pouring rain on Saturday.
Great.
So it really depended on where you were at on Saturday afternoon, right around 2 o'clock. I did see it was a line. It was a line of thunderstorms that developed just north and west of Kern County. And then as it came on through, it really hit the west side hard and
Yeah.
up to the north. And then as it made its way closer to Bakersfield, it kind of fell apart. That's typical with a thunderstorm. Sometimes they'll hold their energy together. Other times they just fall apart. Well, it didn't fall apart over my house. Take a look. Again, this was right around 2 o'clock. Listen. And the thunder was really rolling. But the one thing that I
Whoa, look at
noticed
that.
is there was a lot of cloud lightning. I did not see or capture a lot of really cloud to ground lightning with this.
Okay.
But it poured. I didn't really have any hail associated with this. Others did. But it was coming down at about 1.5 inches an hour. That's how we calculate how much rain is coming
Pretty
out of these
impressive.
clouds.
That is.
By the time it stopped at my house, my rain gauge picked up 0.52 inches in the gauge.
Wow.
And you can see other areas, not so much. So 1200's out at Meadows Field, so you can see the system fell
West
apart
Bakersfield.
from West
a whole
Bakersfield.
lot more.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
lot-
Look at that. As
And-
it moved further east.
And usually on the east side of town, they pick up more rain because everything backs up along the mountain range. Not so much in the rain gauges I found out there. It was West Bakersfield with that 0.52.
Nice. Yeah, we were up in, I was all over Saturday, but when I got home, I heard that their morning game, the boys' morning game, had some pretty decent rain. It wasn't enough to cancel the game, so the fields weren't, ruined or anything
Yeah.
like that, but they played through the rain Saturday morning, and then we went back out for a 4 p.m. game, and it rained on and off, but not hard. It was it was light, and then it turned to like a rain-snow mix. Later in the game, because the games were like 2 hours. So
Yeah.
around 5:30, 6 o'clock, it turned to rain and snow.
Well, I noticed because I was going down to LA. I went to a Dodger game on Saturday, and I was concerned. I was like, "Oh, please don't let it rain during the game." It did
I
not.
know.
It did not. But it rained, down in LA. It rained, in the morning and in early afternoon before it cleared out. And I'm talking like we didn't even get a sprinkle at the game. I mean, it really did clear out. But on the way down, we're driving down and got caught up right before the worst of the thunderstorm. But it was just dumping. I mean, it was just dumping so hard, and someone did not slow down and spun out, and I mean, really just like hydroplane spun out. Luckily didn't hit any other cars, but did hit the center divider, and the driver's side got smashed up pretty good.
Oof.
But it was just another reminder of like,
You got to slow down.
Yeah.
And
slow
how did
down.
that
Well, I'm
affect
glad
traffic?
that
it didn't. In fact, I don't know, because it just it
You
happened right
passed
in
it.
front of me, and then I I
Passed
kept
it.
going. So
Uh-huh.
I did.
just-
They did get out of the car, by the way. They were fine, but
Okay.
I'm just glad that that half an inch of rain didn't make its way in and around the Bakersfield area, because they had the big BMX Nationals here in town this weekend on Saturday, and they have like 5,000 BMX riders.
Oh my gosh.
And at the baseball park, Northwest Baseball, every year we have to shut down because all of Northwest, all of Sound, it's all BMX riders. So man, I could imagine what
They
that
were
thunder-
able to still.
I believe so. I didn't really check in with them, but
Oh,
looking
okay.
at those rain totals, I mean, they were probably able to keep up with getting the rain off the tracks. But if they would have got the deluge of half an inch, like
Yeah.
we saw on the west side, that would have been a major mud problem for them. So hopefully everything went off without a hitch for the BMX Nationals.
But and then you're talking about possibly more rain this weekend?
Yeah, the way I'm looking at this, it could be somewhat of a repeat of what we saw this
Really?
Saturday. It's going to be a colder system, as it looks like right now, dropping out of the Gulf. It's still well up there, so there's a lot of things that could change.
Okay.
Which is
Like last
unfortunate.
week.
It's unfortunate because it's really for life.
I know. We'll see what happens. At least it'll help with the dust.
That's true.
So we'll see what happens. But like last week, I said on a Monday like this,
Yeah.
maybe a few sprinkles,
Right.
And then
it
as we
just-
continued, but right now, looking at things, it looks like we could be in the same situation as.
It's funny because usually we go the opposite direction. We like rain, and then it just turns into a
Fizzles
few
out.
Right.
sprinkles. But so we're grateful. We need the rain.
Yeah.
It's just
We'll see.
People plan these events for late April, hoping and thinking like, oh, weather's gonna be perfect,
Yeah.
but you just don't know.
Relay for Life gets it all. They get
Yeah.
hot.
They
They
can get
get
it all.
sun. One year, it was the day before Relay. It was a Friday, and I was sending
remember
out high wind warnings.
Yeah.
People were running from the fairgrounds because
Tarps were flying.
the tents were flying. We were
Yeah.
seeing wind gusts of
Yeah.
40. So Relay for Life has seen it all.
Right.
So we'll see what happens this weekend.
Yeah, this Saturday they had the Wind Festival up in Tehachapi, and like they set up bounce houses and food trucks, and there was all kinds of stuff. And I mean, I didn't go because we were doing other things, but it didn't look like it was very crowded, unfortunately, because it was just so cold and rainy.
Yeah.
And when it's cold and wet, you just, it doesn't really, it's not that much fun.
Yeah.
But
I hate being cold
it's
and
funny
wet.
because last year, this same thing happened. We got 2 late April storms because I remember the best snow we got all year in Tehachapi was the weekend before Mother's Day, which would be this coming weekend. So that's why they tell you in Tehachapi, don't ever plant your garden until after Mother's Day, the week after Mother's Day.
That's a good point.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, we had a good event at on Friday night. We had the Keep Calm Jamboree benefiting both Calm and Camp
Thank goodness
Key
that was Friday and the storm rolled in Saturday.
on Saturday. Yeah,
That's
we left
definitely a
out.
party at the zoo.
But
So
it is.
fun.
I mean, there were
So much fun.
couple thousand people out there for a great night. And don't get me wrong, Kev, it was a little chilly.
You know what though?
But it
Here's
wasn't
the thing.
cold.
It wasn't bad because I wore, what did I have? I had a little cardigan over, as you can see, and I brought a jacket, like my wool coat. I didn't even put it on. It was perfect because it can be hot.
Alex's
We've had
outfit was
events.
perfect for this. You know why? Because what's the name of the band?
Yachtly Crew?
Yeah, you look like you just got off a yacht.
Yeah, that was my.
okay.
Yeah,
The goal. I mean,
Shorts and a sweater, you look like you just got off the yacht club.
he understood the assignment.
Yeah, I did.
That's how people dress.
But it was a fun event. Everyone had, luckily we didn't have rain. We didn't have
Look at
wind.
that
we didn't have-
sax player. Isn't it great?
So he actually came out into the crowd and did that. And
Amanda Frank.
there's Amanda Frank there.
And so this is a fundraiser for both Calm Zoo and Camp Keep. So
Which
two
is-
incredible educational resources
Which is
benefit
nice
from this.
because we put this event on and we don't have to pay, a fee for an event fee
Because it's held at Calm.
because it's held at Calm. So
how much was raised?
I think like 100,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They don't have the total quite yet. But.
So yeah, it was about 100. Well, I think we're like expected to exceed 100,000, but
Which is awesome.
yeah. So
And the thing is, people go because they just love this band.
There's a lot of
They're
people-
such groupies.
a lot of out of towners actually
People,
who
yeah,
go to this
exactly.
event.
It sells out every year.
Which is cool because Kev, you might know this, but like Visit Bakersfield does a whole campaign kind of, or like adds it and says like, yeah, like we know that we get a lot of out of towners. Enjoy the rest of Bakersfield. It's like you're coming
Yeah.
out of town to see them, stay the night and enjoy the weekend. Maybe we need to do that next year when we, if we have them come back, we need to like partner up and do like a Yachtly themed weekend in Bakersfield.
Oh, like other restaurants and stuff like that. That'd be fun. Like, oh my gosh, couldn't you see Tiki Co. get on board with that?
Tiki Co.
They
doing
could totally
something.
do some nautical. That's super fun.
And this band is out of Los Angeles?
They are. They're from Southern California,
okay.
but they play all over.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Actually,
very
the next, so
popular.
they did this Friday night. Saturday night they were in Tucson
Oh, okay.
for a show. Yeah.
What?
So
They
they
are
travel
traveling.
all over.
It was so. It
was a lot of fun.
And they
though.
just play a little bit of everything?
Soft rock.
It's yacht rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we call
So
it,
like,
yacht rock.
come sail away
Yeah, yeah.
if you like pina coladas.
Okay, so it's
Africa.
a little bit of...
Man eater.
Okay.
Right? That's how it goes. Okay. Yeah, all those. It was so much fun. Kevin really hates that I just sang, I think.
No, I don't.
I don't know what that face was. What was that?
That's the face we always give Maddie when she sings.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know, she doesn't have to say sorry. We always give her a hard time. She likes to just sing.
No, but it was a good show, fun show, and again, just raise money.
Yeah, Camp Keep and Calm. I mean, they're really,
And that's so nice because Camp Keep, a lot of kids can't afford to go to Camp Keep.
and it's a fantastic
Well-
opportunity for kids because it's the first trip a lot of those kids get to take to
So
the
like
Central Coast.
one of the things, and we actually had it out there. One of the things that we we're trying to buy is a wheelchair that you can maneuver in the sand
I love that. That's so cool.
and like on the trails.
beach
The idea is that we don't want kids who are not able to do these things to still enjoy the experience.
Yeah.
And not miss out. And so, but it's expensive. It's like $20,000 for one of those wheelchairs.
Yeah.
And so we have one at one camp, but we want another at the other camp, so that like there's at least one, at each camp. And it's as a matter of fact, it was used the one that we have right now was used last week. So
Oh, that's awesome. And the cool thing is, I mean, these are both Kern County specific programs.
Yeah.
Kern County students who are directly benefiting from this fundraiser.
Your kids
So-
have gone to Camp Keep, right?
No, my kids aren't old enough
Oh,
yet.
they're not old enough.
My kids are
I forgot.
8,
When do
9,
they
and 11.
when do they
Keep
start? I
is
was
a
thinking 11.
Sixth grade is when
Oh,
kids go to
sixth,
Camp
okay,
Keep.
so
So
next
it's
year.
middle school /
Right?
sixth grade for a lot of kids.
Okay. So like next year?
I mean, for
Is he
most Kern
fifth?
County kids. Eli is in 5th grade.
So next year he'll be able to go.
Yeah, he would have.
Oh.
He won't now because he's not going to go to.
He'll go to the
he's-
Tehachapi schools.
Because I'm going to be homeschooling him next year.
Oh, that's right. You're homeschooling.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right.
So Tehachapi schools, I think, can still participate.
Gotcha,
But,
okay.
but alas, poor Eli. He's missing out.
He's
He's
missing
pretty
out.
bummed. He's told me all about how much he's missing out, and he's very sad.
so he knows.
Maybe I should-
Oh, he knows because they come and give talks.
Oh, well, that's true. Yeah, I know.
They give
He
talks to
the
the
4th and 5th
younger
grade, yeah.
grades to like
Have
get
you
them
thought about, have
excited.
you thought
and-
about like I have friends that do their younger kids homeschool and then their middle school, high school kids go to school.
Specifically, middle school is what most people tell me they would have taken their children out of if they could. So no,
Okay.
he's been in public school the whole.
Right.
He grew up. So we're gonna have a year together. I'm pretty excited. I've missed a lot.
And
I'm
he's excited,
to
right?
be together.
He's
Oh,
excited. Yeah.
No, he is. Like he's bummed. He's missing.
Right.
Would he like to stay with all of his friends and go to their middle school? 100%.
Right.
Of course he would. But I mean, I had to move schools. When
all
I was a
did, yeah.
kid,
We
you
all
do that.
did.
It's not that big of a
But
deal.
it's not like with homeschooling, you're just stuck in the house. So homeschool programs, there's a lot of homeschool programs where kids get together, they do things. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean,
I don't
think
know how attached it is.
people say that it's like a myth about homeschool. Oh, your kids, how are they going to get socialized? Like
Right.
they don't live under a rock.
Right.
Like
He's playing baseball.
We live
he's-
in a community.
Right.
So yeah, they'll have lots of opportunities for other things, just not Camp Keep. But
Yeah.
I remember my Camp Keep experience. It was actually miserable.
Really?
Have I told you about
Oh,
this?
yeah, you've told me.
It,
I've heard the story.
I mean, do I cherish those memories? Yes, because I have the good memories of playing like dodgeball and soccer, and it's like getting dark, and then we all go into the big mess hall for dinner, and then we sit around the campfire after. Those are the good parts. The bad parts were starting my period the day I got there, getting an ear infection, and having my camera stolen. It was
So
Those are
you-
three
all
definite-
So-
at the same time.
those-
at Camp Keep, Maddie went in as a girl and left as a woman. So
No, I was a
So
very
it's nothing
sad,
against Camp
in
Keep.
pain
It was,
girl with a stolen camera.
so it wasn't anything
It was
against
rough.
Camp Keep.
No, it was just
all
a really rough time.
rough
for
time
me.
for Maddie.
It was very rough.
I hate to say this, Maddie,
But you're-
that would
hey.
only happen to you.
No, I was going to say
All those
though,
things, that's a
I was
very
gonna say,
Maddie
though,
story.
It probably happens to a lot of young girls.
It's
you're right in that.
possible.
You're right in that
Exactly.
time period of change. So
Yeah, it was rough.
But-
it was rough, but you know what?
You
I
survived.
survived, and I'm stronger for it.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. So something caught my eye. So you know how like we're using AI more and more.
oh yeah, Maddie's not. Maddie hates AI.
Oh, I love this story though. This
yeah,
is
this is
so.
interesting.
Maddie and I
Wait till
talk
you hear
about
this
AI
story.
all the time.
No, this is actually
well,
crazy.
actually, Maddie and I talk about ChatGPT a lot.
Well, okay, so this is
This is
is
super
it.
interesting.
So,
Okay.
so I use ChatGPT quite a bit.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's a really good resource. But you know, there's always been talk about like saying, you know, when you have something like ChatGPT, you're always it's just like on demand, right? Well, it's artificial intelligence. They respond like a a person, right? It responds like a person. Same with like, Alexa, Google, all those things.
Right.
Well, so ChatGPT has come out and said, stop saying please and thank you. It's costing us money.
I never say that.
It costs tens of millions of dollars in electricity
Okay, so
when you simply add please or thank you.
so here's the reason why. So
This is wild.
So what?
This is-
Like, please write some.
It makes
Like-
it expends extra energy to add the additional politeness back to you because AI is a ton of electricity.
No, I get it.
A ton of power. So anyway, go
when
ahead,
you're
read the story.
using when AI realizes that you're being like courteous,
Yeah.
it is spending time and energy going, oh, all right, I'll craft a courteous statement back instead of just like spitting
So
out
it's
facts.
doing the info in addition to politeness.
So thinking
Okay.
about like
You're
So
asking
if you
it for a
haven't
whole
used-
other function.
so here it is. Here it is. So this was a study. This all came out in a study last year. And around 67% of Americans regularly use courteous language when they're interacting with chatbots, which is like, in theory, you'd be like, oh, that's good.
Okay.
But estimates indicate that generating one AI written response consumes about the same amount of energy as it would take to power, are you ready for this? One response. One response costs the equivalent of powering 14 LED light bulbs for 1 hour.
Interesting.
So
That's a
why
lot.
Sometimes I do this, and I know a lot of people don't care, and they're like, oh, it's just one response, who cares? When I Google or search something, you can type in minus AI, and it won't use artificial intelligence to do the search. So it's actually can save. It's greener.
So
But I never
ChatGPT.
ask
power.
it to say thank you or please.
So no, I know, but listen.
You don't ask it to.
So this is what the experts are saying. The experts say that being nice in your interactions helps, what they say, generate respectful collaborative outputs. So that is what's taking energy, is when when AI is going, oh, you seem nice, you seem courteous, I'm going to spend time being courteous back to you. It's costing them.
Okay, weird. I haven't really thought about that or done that.
People don't think about the power.
I don't think people know how to use AI in the form that they should. Like if you want to use it to write an article or maybe an email or something like that, there's proper ways to do it so it formulates that properly. So I think maybe people are just learning how to use like ChatGPT. But I do know from family friends, large corporations are using more and more like ChatGPT. Google has a more sophisticated. It's a service you pay for, but it's incredible what it does.
Oh yeah, no,
Incredible.
I use ChatGPT, so I have to look at it as like I don't rely on it, right? Because that's
Right.
when I think it actually can get really scary. If I'm like, honestly, it's kind of like there are facts that I know that I don't need to always remember because I'm like, I always have Google.
Right? Our brains
Right.
Yeah, not
are
even
like
just
less
facts.
and
Our
less,
brain.
You can take key points in documents. I'm looking at on the more company wide.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure.
It's incredible what it is. I have seen it put together.
It is a great resource. Where it becomes scary though is if you can literally say, and we've done stories on this before. There was a city down in, I believe it was Brazil. I know it was in South Africa or South America, that the city council there used ChatGPT to write their laws and their city codes.
Wild.
And just said like, this is the law that we want to pass, and with the goal of eliminating this or doing this or whatever, create a legal document, a law that can be upheld in court. And it went great within seconds.
Yeah.
So crazy.
It's incredible what it can do.
So it is incredible what it can do, but you have to like be very mindful of it, I think, because you don't want to rely on it too much because you still need to be human. Sorry.
100%.
Like you still need to be
Right.
human, and like it's important that we have those interactions, but it is nice to see it as like an assistant.
Yes, because I think more and more companies are putting more and more on employees,
Yes.
and without the realistic expectations of getting some of that work done. So AI is helping with some of the smaller tasks so employees can focus on bigger tasks.
Or is it just taking over the jobs that those?
Well, it is.
Well, I think it's a
It's
mix.
taking the job.
I think it's a mix. But again, we all know in the corporate world, we see it more and more, more is being asked of employees, more
mean,
than they can juggle.
Fast food restaurants are, I mean,
Right.
there are fewer and fewer fast food
Employees.
places, employees at
Yeah.
restaurants. But I use it as an assistant, and I do not, under any circumstance, ever copy and paste something like an AI generated response and use it, because it also can seem. And we've all seen these before. Okay, we've seen statements, we've seen emails where you're reading it and you're
And
going.
you're like,
You definitely did not come up with this. Like you copied a like.
And you guys, we get press releases.
We
and
get-
we
oh, yeah, I was gonna say,
know.
by the way-
we can tell.
Yeah, I want to say. You send us a press release that's AI generated,
But then again,
we make fun of you.
Well, on a press release, to be honest with you, even if it's AI generated, as media folks, we don't just take that press release and put it into a thing. We're taking the detailed information and make it in our own anyway.
Oh, we're not saying
I don't
that
care if
we
I get a
do.
press release that's, to be honest, AI generated. It's got the key facts in there. It's not like I'm going to copy and paste that, and that's going to be wholly grail of a news story.
No, no one's saying that.
Yeah.
I just don't personally. I mean, you don't care about that kind of stuff, but I think other people do. Certain people who care more about the art of writing and the
Right.
face-to-face communication or person-to-person, human-to-human communication
Right.
element that gets lost in doing that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
so pick up the phone. You're going to lose that human-human interaction anyway in writing, in my opinion. That's why
So
we should-
you think that writing's just obsolete?
No,
Who
no,
cares
I'm
about
saying-
writing anymore?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying
If you have to write something,
one-on-one.
don't do it.
Yeah, no, what do you mean I don't do it?
No, I mean you're saying like
If I'm
if
going
it's
to write
just
a
to
letter
write
or something?
right?
No, I'm not going to say, ChatGPT, write me a letter to my mom and tell her how much I love her. No.
But
I'm gonna
any
write
other
the-
human
No, I don't write very many letters.
or emails?
Yeah, I have done that with the baseball park. I have used ChatGPT for writing emails to a group of parents and stuff like that.
See, and that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. I
most
think
definitely.
some people don't have problems with that. You don't, but some people do.
Yeah.
I think some people prefer keeping a human element in our communications. I mean, we think about all of our communications moved on to social media, and we thought this is just as good of we're not losing anything, and we
Right.
were wrong. And I think it's just important to keep our minds open that
Yeah.
we could be losing something here.
I mean, in terms of like when I write emails to the baseball park, I have facts that I need to get out. I don't need to make it all personable and stuff like that necessarily all the time. I just, and
but I think
you're
it's also
juggling
about
so many
the
things.
skill
I don't
of
need to sit there
writing.
for an hour and write an email to parents.
I
little bit of guidance and
love
help.
the art of writing. And
Right.
I think it's a thing that we will lose. If we stop writing our own things, we will lose that art. We'll lose that ability. Right
No.
now, we're losing the ability to pay attention to longer forms of information because
Right.
of social media. We will then, I think, start to lose the ability to write.
And I agree with you. I
Longer
think,
forms of
I think there's just
communication.
so much going on in our lives today. I know that's really no excuse, but we've gotten so busy that having that crutch kind of helps to put one thing to the side. I don't know. Alex is so silent over here.
He's looking something up.
No, I'm asking ChatGPT what they think about this conversation.
Yeah. If
I
it's
just-
something personal, like I'm going to write you a going away letter, I'm
No,
not
you're
using.
not.
or let's just say a going away email or something about our time together. Am I going to use ChatGPT? Absolutely not. So nothing on
Are
that.
you?
No, I'm telling you, I don't write.
I asked-
I don't use ChatGPT for those things.
I asked ChatGPT. I said my two coworkers are debating over AI. What do you think? And it said, that sounds fun. Says that sounds fun and probably intense. No, this is not. It says that sounds fun and probably intense. It really depends on what aspect of AI they're debating. Overall, I think AI is a very powerful tool.
It's like asking Alex to review himself.
Yeah. Yes. What do you? Yes.
I think he is a good.
Well, I think he is a
addition to the team.
great
In that, I
human
will say
being.
you're
man.
right. There is a very thin line that we walk right now in terms of when and not to use chat or to use AI.
Right. Yeah.
I
Okay.
agree.
We can concur on that, and we
agree
can
on that.
end the discussion. We can leave it there, put a pin in it for later.
Join us tomorrow as these two go head and head on another topic. No, I'm just joking. I'm kidding. All right. Thanks so much for joining us for After Sunrise. We will see you tomorrow.
Have a good day, everyone.
Bye.
Funny.